All right, hello everybody. My name is Alexander Orywall. This is my fall 2024 internship. I was a facilities management and game day operations intern with UMSL Athletics. So, UMSL Athletics has 19 different sports or 19 different teams in various different sports. They are in the NCAA Division Two and in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. I worked mostly in the Mark Twain building, but also the soccer field outside of it. Uh, and the head of our department, I guess, as we are a department of our university, is Dr. Holly Sheely. She's the AD, the executive director of athletics. And then my direct boss was Alex Langella, who was the assistant director of athletics for facilities and game day management. My role and duties, as I mentioned earlier, I was a facilities management and game day operations intern, which means I did a couple of things, which included ticket operations, working concessions. I oversaw product inventory for the said concessions, and I also tracked and analyzed game day sales, which are ticket sales and concession sales. Then I also did a little bit of game promotions. So you see here in this picture, we did a Red Bull game day promotion, which was very fun. Then I also did some facility management stuff. That means taking care of the court, taking care of the field outside, the soccer field. I also oversaw service learners. So if you were a service learner this semester, fall 2024 semester, you probably got an email from me asking if you're going to come and to confirm if you're coming. And then I also did a variety of things for for the score table for soccer, basketball, and volleyball. That could be anything. For basketball, for example, I do the shot clock. For volleyball, I sometimes did stats. Sometimes I did the game. I did the uh, points, and I sometimes did replay. I've done production for volleyball and for soccer. I was a ball boy for soccer. I did substitutions for soccer. Really, whatever it is, I'm always doing something. All right, I had a couple of established goals for the internship. First one was to make a good impression, and I wanted to be rehired for the spring semester. Something else I wanted to do, I wanted to oversee something that I was able to do every week, something that I could work on independently every week, something that they trust that so Alex and anybody else in the department could trust me with, and I could be in charge of it, and I could do it independently. So that was one of my goals. And I wanted to really be in charge and like just oversee and work with a company to sponsor a game day. I talked earlier about Red Bull, and I guess I'll talk about that in the next slide here. Um, so did I achieve my goals? I wanted to make a good impression, and I wanted to be rehired for the spring semester. I think I did make a good impression. I didn't only get rehired for next semester, I also got promotion, so very happy about that. I got to oversee a couple of things. I mentioned earlier I oversee the inventory for the concession stand, and I actually really enjoyed that. Um, I mean, it's not always fun, but for example, you see here the picture of the fridge. I restocked the fridge, and if we were low on any product, I would tell Alex or Eric. I mean, but he doesn't work here anymore. So, but I would tell one of my bosses. I would let them know, hey, we got to reorder this, and then they would reorder it, and then I would stock the fridge or our other inventory. I was just make sure we have everything on hand that we need. And then I also got to work with a company to sponsor a game day. I reached out to Red Bull and they were happy to sponsor it. And they brought a bunch of free products. And we did a little giveaway. We had a mini game, and it was great. Uh, so the biggest thing I learned was how to run and manage a game day and what that all involves. At the beginning of the semester, it seemed like a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, it still is a lot at the end, but it seemed like a really, really, really hard thing to do. And I think at the end or like towards now, I think I would be able to run it with all the other interns together, and we wouldn't need a professional staff member like Alex. It could be confusing. My name's Alex too, but my boss also Alex. I don't think we would need him to tell us exactly what to do anymore. Like we would be able to get it done on our own. Obviously, it's always nice to have professional help and someone who always knows what's going on. But at the end, I think we kind of knew what was going on, and I think we would be able to do all of it ourselves. So that was that. I think that is like the biggest thing I learned. Some of my takeaways from my internship, I thought about three that are really important. I think being on time, being reliable, and being willing to do things will get you really far. Being on time, I mean, it is kind of the same thing as being reliable, right? If you have to be somewhere at 3 o'clock, and if you're there at 3 o'clock, I think that shows that you're motivated, that you want to work, that you want to do something, that you're willing to do something. But if you show up at like 3:15 or 4 o'clock or whatever, just doesn't show that you're ready or willing to do the job. Then be reliable. If you're saying you're going to do something, do it. For example, if you say, "Oh, I'm going to be here on Saturday for the game and I'll work it," not don't text them on Saturday morning and be like, "Oh, I'm not coming anymore. Something came up, or I'm not feeling so well, or whatever." If you say you're coming, be there and be willing. Sometimes there are some things that you have to do that just they aren't fun. And don't get me wrong, I experienced that too, but just do it anyway. Be willing, don't say no. If somebody tells you to do something, say yes and do it, even if it's not always the most fun. What growth have I had personally in my sport management career? So last school year, so I'm a senior right now. Last year when I was a junior, I worked with the UMSL women's basketball team, and I was a team manager for the team. Then the summer between my junior and senior year, I'm from Germany originally. I went home and visited my parents, and I worked as a intern for the PS Karlsruhe Alliance. That is a basketball team in the second division of Germany. And there I did ticketing, sales, and marketing, which was very cool. And then when I came back this semester, fall 2024, um, I worked as a facilities management and game day operations intern. And then I mentioned earlier, I wanted to be hired, and I mentioned that I did, but I also got a promotion. And so next semester, spring 25, I'll be the assistant to the athletic director, which I'm very excited about. What would I tell my younger self? Don't worry as much. I tend to worry about, oh, is this going to work? Am I going to do something wrong? Don't worry about it. You're going to do something wrong. It's going to happen. It's okay. This is a quite nice, not a quote, but a picture or something that I try to do. If you have a problem, can you do something about it? If yes, then don't worry about it. If no, then also don't worry about it. And if you don't have a problem, you also don't have to worry about it. So yeah, just don't worry as much. Life goes on. Just try not to. I know it's hard, but that's what I try to tell myself. And then don't waste opportunities. Sometimes, things show up, come up, use them. Do the things. Uh, I know sometimes it's just nice to lay in bed all day or not to go anywhere, just stay at home. But if there is an opportunity to use it, it'll help you. It'll get you far. So don't waste opportunities. Advice for incoming students: get involved on campus. One of the first podcasts you had to listen to in sport management said, "It's not what you know, it's who you know." And I definitely think that's true. If you know somebody, it's so much easier to get stuff done if you know the right people. So get involved, do something. If it's in athletics, do that. If it's somewhere else or a different company, just get involved, do something. Obviously, I say here get involved on campus, but yeah, get involved somewhere, do something. Take your classes seriously. Once you fall behind, it's really hard to catch up. Uh, so yeah, don't take it too easy and do the work. And if you need help, reach out to people. UMSL has a bunch of great resources that are available. A lot of them are free. So if you need help, reach out. And then something I wish I would have done sooner is to find internships to do over the summer. They're a great way to learn and make connections. And just, time back to the first part, not who you know. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Just getting to know people, building that connection. I think it also helped with looking, it looks great on your resume. It helps getting hired. I believe so anyway. So yeah, go get internships. Think about what you want to do and try to find opportunities to do that. Well, in college, because it's just a good way to learn. Yeah. Uh, Advice for current sport management students: don't say no to things right away. Sometimes things that you don't find very interesting can still help you learn. Again, it just comes back to say yes to as much as you can, even though it's not always fun. Sometimes there's just stuff that's not fun, but do it anyway. Get involved with the club/program. So that's sport management program or the sports management club. Dr. B shares a lot of opportunities and use them. I'll talk about it, I think, in the next slide. But there's a sales competition where you can go to Atlanta, but there's also the Final Four. They go to the Super Bowl every year. There's so much other things that you can do, and so use them. Like join them, build connections, build experience. It'll help you. Then again, do an internship, gives you some real world experience, builds your network. I wish I would have done that sooner. Uh, I didn't really start for sports until my junior year. I wish I would have done that sooner. So do it as soon as possible. I think it'll only be good for you in the long run. All right, advice about the sports management program and its courses. Do the work. A lot of things that you have to do in class might seem like a lot of work or like not fun, but it will benefit you in the long run. So do it. I know it's like repeating myself here, but I think having good grades is better than having bad grades, obviously. So yeah, do your work, get it done. And be willing to take different kind of classes. They can be really interesting, even though you don't think so. I'm not that big into marketing, or I thought I wasn't. But I had a really interesting class this year, and I'm kind of questioning that. So take different classes. They might be interesting. Again, I'm repeating myself here, but do an internship, gives you real world experience, builds your network. Do it. I wish I would have done it sooner. And again, participate in the extracurricular activities such as the sales competition or any of the other trips. Again, Final Four, Super Bowl. I think I know there's more. I can't off the top of my head, I don't know. But join them, do them. Dr. B offers so much opportunities. Use them. It'll look good and it gives you experience. All right, conclusion. It was really fun. I learned a lot. I mean, it was fun and I learned a lot. Um, I got to do a lot of things. And again, I mentioned earlier, be on time, be reliable, and be willing. I think I was all those three, and I got rewarded for it. I got a promotion. I'm now the assistant to the athletic director starting next semester. So hard work gets you far. Uh, do that, keep going, and it'll all pay out in the end. So again, get an internship yourself, experience stuff. It'll be good, and you'll learn. So.